Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how to create your very own custom AI trading cards with custom jersey numbers from DNP 5x7 media paper using Breeze Booth for iPad and our custom AI jersey swap method. Here's a demo exploring how this all works. Now, let's talk about what you need first before getting started. You're going to need a DNP printer with 5x7 media that's capable of printing at 5 by 3.5 inch outputs. The 620A is my choice for that. You're also going to need a Breeze Booth account for iPad. You're going to need a make.com account, a RunPod account, as well as the custom Jersey Swap AI endpoint, a RenderForm account, which is going to take care of the print compilation of the actual final output, ChatGPT in order to modify the descriptions from guest input, the actual plastic trading card cases, optional security stickers, a device for cutting the paper, and finally, software of your choice for printing these photos from a Dropbox watch folder. And if you want to edit the templates, you're going to need Photoshop for the actual print trading card layout and Canva for the Breeze ready screens. All templates are provided in the course, so let's get started. Right here, we can see we've got Canva pulled up and we have the template that we're working with all of the necessary screens as we go through. So basically, this is your standby screen. So this is going to play when the booth is not active after 10 seconds of it being idle. And this is animated. So you can see here a little football animation that happens with this. This is all football centric, but of course you can change everything to fit the sport that you're looking for as well as the jersey. Now the next screen is our ready screen. We're just going to be framed into this box here so guests can see themselves before they hit start. This survey one screen is going to capture the name of the guest. This other survey screen is going to capture the jersey number of the guest. The next survey screen is going to capture the position, and you can see we have a handful of predefined positions based on popularity, but you can of course type your own position in here if preferred. And then for the final or second to last survey question, describe yourself in 1 or 2 words. So this is going to allow us to use ChatGPT to actually inject player stats fitting their characters. And then we have the gender selection for their athlete. Now they'll enter their email in order to, if you want to have this as part of the experience, you can email a digital copy of their trading card. You can also just notify them to come back once their card is actually printed. But this is going to be an experience where you print the trading cards off booth. So basically you're going to need a Dropbox and a separate computer setup for printing, and it's just going to be a watch folder based printing experience. The reason for that is because this mode does take about a minute for the processed image to come back. So we don't really want people waiting at the booth while they could be taking pictures. And because of it being a trading card experience, that is a much more premium experience that requires more people, more tools. So having a separate station for that makes sense anyways. Now, last screen is going to take the photo with the countdown. And then we have our animated processing screen, and then it'll loop back to the start. So these are all the Breeze assets. They're all named, if you can see as I'm hovering over on my mouse here, with the respective names of the screen with the actual extension. So when we go to download this, you're going to want to download first the video. So the MP4 video, which is the standby screen and the processing screen, you're going to want to download those separately so that you get independent videos for that. So you can just check the first screen and the last screen, MP4 video, download. And then after you've downloaded those assets, you can come back in here, select all. You can of course leave out the MP4 if you want, and change the file type to JPEG. Click download, and then we're going to download one more time, select all, and change the file type to PNG. Now, the reason we are downloading these multiple times with these different file types is because we can't set the file type in Canva, but we will know what file type it should be based on the naming convention. So let me show you what that looks like. So here in my download extracted folder, I have the JPEGs that I downloaded. And then in this other folder, I have the PNGs. So you can see it keeps the file name before the file extension. But if we just change this to delete the end, it's not going to be right because this is an actual PNG file. So what we need to do is go through each of these files and delete the first part of the extension that doesn't match, and delete the image if it doesn't match. So what I mean by that is this is a JPEG.jpg. So that is what we want to keep. We're just going to delete the first .jpg. It's going to say, nope, we didn't mean to change the file extension. Sorry, this is a JPEG.png. Almost missed that one. So we're going to delete this entirely. This is a JPEG.png, delete, MP4, delete, delete, delete. Here is a PNG.png. So we are going to keep this one. We're just going to delete the first .png, make sure to keep the dot in there so the extension doesn't get messed up. And we'll go through each of these PNG images and do the same thing. Delete one set of .png until all of the files here end in just .png. So you get the point there. We'll also do the same thing for the JPEG side. So JPEG.jpg, we'll delete the first one, make sure to keep the dot, and go through and delete the .jpg on any of these. And if they are PNGs, we're just going to delete them entirely. So the rest of these look like PNGs. Once these are all set, we're just going to copy them into the same folder, and that'll give us our Breeze ready files. Now, the good news is I already have all of these pre-packaged with this template, so you can download them and open Breeze and it's ready to go. But this is just to show you if you wanted to change the branding, change the colors, change the flow of this actual event, this is how you would customize and modify those files. Now in Breeze, once you've extracted my event files, we can simply click Import Event, navigate to the extracted file, which I named Jersey Swap in here somewhere, Pix'd AI Jersey Trading Card Demo. Click on the event info and open it. That'll import the event with all the screens and the XML files pre-assigned for the touchscreen actions. So we'll just have a look at this real quick so you can see what that looks like. So we have our ready screen. We do have exit options at the top and sync options at the top right here. And if we go through the keyboard screens, you'll see how these are assigned. For instance, the shirt number will get added onto the shirt here as they type it, just as a visual indicator. And for the positions, you can see we have our shortcut positions set here that we can easily modify by editing the key action and changing the text. So feel free to customize this for your sport. You can change this screen entirely in Canva and modify the positions for soccer or any other sport. Just make sure that you have all these files in place. And now we're going to go to the Photos tab. Under Enable Post-Processing URL, this is where you're going to paste your AI URL that's provided as part of this course. And this is where the magic's going to happen. Once the photo is taken, it's going to send it off to this address, and it's going to process all of the backend modules with ChatGPT to add descriptions, putting the name and the jersey number on the shirt, and actually compiling it in the print ready output for your trading card. So this is all you need to do with Breeze. It's fully set up. You can now sync this to your iPad and start this event. Now, when it comes to actually being able to print these photos, they're basically going to be prepared and added to a predefined Dropbox folder. So you can use really any post sharing tool that you prefer. Breeze Hub is obviously a great one. You can also use Snappic or whatever your preference is. Basically anything that can watch a folder on your computer and print the photo is what you need. Since the guest is really not going to need to be sharing these after the fact, this is mostly just going to be used for you to be able to print and your team to compile them. Now let me show you what this looks like in real time when you're actually printing these photos. Okay, so here we have our supplies. This is the printed output of the AI photo booth. You can see it's got my name, position, stats, and some fun stuff from ChatGPT there. We have, this is just a way I modified this for this video, but there are definitely better ways to do this. They sell kits where you can cut with a preset positioner, and you also have die cut options that a lot of boothers will use. But just to show you a simple way you can do this, I've just used some tape to create a guideline based on where the center point of this printout is. So you can see when I slide it in place there right against the guideline, I can simply run this up to cut it, and it cuts it perfectly in half every single time. So this is the quickest way to do it. Now, you can also score these and fold them, and I've tried that method, but the problem with scoring and folding them is because this is quite thick, it creates a band on the side, and it sometimes ends up ripping the top corners. So the best recommended method is to actually cut these directly down the middle. Now, this is your magnetic standard trading card case. Comes apart in 2 pieces, hooks onto the bottom, and closes with the magnet, and then you can secure the top using custom branded tape. So I'm going to show you just sliding this in here. Getting this lined up does sometimes take some effort, and it is useful to actually tape them together beforehand if you have availability to do that. But once you have them lined up in here, we can slide this base plate on the bottom and close the top. And there is our custom trading card. Now, because it can come apart and you don't want it to fall apart and have the guest actually have to put this back together, getting some kind, and this is just a hack here, but you can actually get these printed strips, and I will show you where to find these, that you can put on the top just like an official trading card would be, and you can fold it right over the top, and that would create a nice branded sealed product for your client. So that's it. That's how you assemble the trading cards once they are printed. Now, if you want to go the extra mile in order to line these up and make sure that it's perfect, you can actually just use some strip tape like this, and I'll just run this along the top and in a corner. It doesn't have to be perfect because this doesn't need to be outside of the case. We just are using this to actually line up the paper so that it sits flush. So I'm going to line this up with the top first. There we go. And then I will line it up with the bottom. And you can see I'm just a little bit off there. So I'm going to take it out of that case and do it this way. There we go. So now we have it much better lined up. When we put it in, we don't have to worry about it falling apart. It's much easier to assemble this way. So there's another way you can do that, just using some strip tape here. Now, if you're interested in creating your own AI trading card experience, you can check out the links in the description. You'll find a link to the Canva template and the Breeze assets if you just want to use your own AI or localized Breeze experience, as well as a link to the course, which covers the AI trading card module with the jersey swap method built in that allows guests to enter their own jersey number and see themselves in their team's jersey. Now, you can, of course, create anything you want with these AI trading cards. It doesn't have to be limited to sports. Something like this pairs great with a superhero output, and you can use the same type of survey data to create really custom experiences for your guests.